Regal Abbey Carpet and Floor, and Harvest Drug and Gift, recognizing remarkable women.
In our final installment of Remarkable Women, we shine a light on Dr. Wendy Helmcamp, whose life's work has centered around mental health in children.
In fact, her latest accomplishment will greatly impact the next generation of school counselors.
Dr. Wendy Helmcamp has spent her entire career thinking of the well-being of others.
I am a counselor. That to me is my whole identity.
Her level of empathy stems from her own childhood hardships.
I am a child of an alcoholic, and so I was raised that I am not to talk about my feelings and just have a smile on your face and act like everything's okay. And you know, a lot of cultures teach that to kids too, that you know, you just keep everything in and just act like everything's okay, which that isn't really healthy for kids growing up.
Enduring struggles during years of crucial childhood development, unknowingly carving a path to a successful future.
I think that is what made me choose counseling and being a teacher, because I have always felt like I needed a counselor when I was in middle school and high school. And so I think I became what I needed as a child.
Wendy spent 14 years working as a counselor in secondary schools. While she was fulfilled in her role, she thought about the difference she could make to those stepping into the same field. It was that moment when she decided to pursue her ultimate dream.
I really didn't think I would go on to pursue my doctorate degree. But then one day I just thought, you know what, that is my goal of a lifetime, and I'm going to pursue that.
And she did, graduating with her PhD from Texas Tech University. She now serves as the Assistant Professor of Counseling for the Graduate and Adult Education Department at MSU, Texas, molding the next generation of counselors.
I feel like a lot of my teaching style is modeling it. I really want to show my students how to be fully present, how to exude warmth and kindness, and having a non-judgmental attitude.
Former student Taylor Waugh experienced this teaching firsthand.
As a teacher, I respected her a lot. I knew that whenever I was in her classes that she was somebody that I wanted to model myself after, both professionally and just as a person.
Wendy may spend her days working at the collegiate level, but she has not lost her passion to help young students in underserved school districts. Back in November, the chair of her department encouraged her to apply for a grant that hit close to home.
It's called the Mental Health Professional Service Demonstration Grant, and it's from the Department of Education, and it's to get more counselors in schools, because right now we're having a shortage of counselors in schools.
She decided to pursue the 5-year grant, also known as Project School Mental Health. She partnered with Burke-Burnett ISD, the district agreeing to let Wendy students fulfill their training requirements at 4 of its campuses.
It's going to pay for 12 students to get their full master's degree, which is 60 hours of a master's degree, or 63 for the school counseling students. And it's also going to impact students because there's going to be an extra counselor at each one of these schools to work with these kids.
Grant Coordinator Carly Johnston echoes the value of Project School Mental Health and its long-term potential for young students in all grade levels.
It's important for us to be able to place these mental health professionals in these schools and even alternative learning centers to give them that outlet to talk about whatever it is that they're going through.
The grant would also cover additional fees for textbooks, transportation to and from the Burke schools, as well as a modest salary once they reach a certain stage of training. All of this adding up to a staggering $1.3 million. An endeavor that proved to be a huge undertaking.
I poured my heart and soul into this. For 2 weeks, I just shut myself in my office and I worked on this thing from sun up to sundown. And I would even, at night, I couldn't stop my mind. I couldn't turn my mind off. And so I was just like obsessed with it.
Wendy finally submitted her first grant to the Department of Education. A big ask through the eyes of many, including Wendy herself. But she received the shock of her life. A seal of approval.
I just started screaming and I was running up and down the halls at MSU and my colleagues were like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I got a $1.3 million grant."
A huge milestone in Wendy's mission. A mission she will never lose sight of.
I can really help teach counselors how to connect with students and how to make a huge difference in their lives. So I can see myself doing this job for a long time.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes, it's her first grant she ever had, taken on, and it's
$1.3 million.
$1 million.
Oh,
They approved it, and it shows the need for those
So
counselors
many
in these
kids are going to
schools.
benefit from that for sure.
100%. It's always great to
All
have an
that
outlet.
work paid off.
And it
Just like when
did.
she got her doctorate. That is amazing.
And they've already started. It started in the fall of 23, and then her first cohort, it'll be in their job by 2025.
How awesome.
Yes.
Truly a remarkable woman.